Okay, this is a third attempt at filming this video. One of the times I just misspoke. The other time is I ran out of storage. The world really doesn't want me to finish this video, but I am going to do it. I have a strong willpower. This is the video I made last year after the UK Championship. This year I'm at my bed instead of my desk. My desk is a mess, and I honestly do most of my cubing over here anyway. My desk is my workspace. My bed is my cube space. It's just a comfortable place to sit, put some TV on, and do some casual solves nowadays. That's sort of how I operate. Trying to just be a very chilled person this year, I guess. So, yeah, I'm gonna make the video. It's gonna be a bit more positive this year, I think. A bit less about how much I suck, and yeah, we're just gonna reflect on the last year, and especially the UK Championship. And yeah, so I'm gonna just start by talking about what happened after the UK Championship. And what happened after was, well, I had Guildford was my next comp after that, which is fine. It was an alright comp, but Western-super-Mare was the big one. So it was not my first comp since UK Championship, but it was passed off like that in the documentary. Yeah, so I'd been in talks with a student film team quite a bit beforehand about them coming to make a documentary about cubing, and a bit beforehand when I'd made that video, they'd sort of said we really liked that video, and you know how honest you were about you know how cubing's been going. Would you like how we're thinking we want to make that the focal point of the documentary and follow sort of that story? And I was absolutely for that. I had a really great time with that comp. Meeting those film crew, they were all absolutely lovely people, and it was, you know, the sort of people you just immediately click with as a group. They were just all brilliant people. I had a lot of fun meeting them, and I also had a lot of fun walking around the comp wearing a microphone and just watching the guy who could hear every single word I said for the whole day. Yeah. That was quite funny. I was wearing a microphone all day. I could mute it whenever I wanted, but I had a moment where I'd like gone to the toilet or something, and I came back and I was muted, right? And he was like, "Yeah, you were muted." I was just like, "Yeah, okay, fuck for that." Anyway, that was a really great fun. So we had an interview where we talked about sort of the same things I reflected on before about how I'd been a bit complacent with three blind and how I'd not practiced as much that year. Now, I'm not saying I improved on that this year, but we'll get to that. And yeah, so I was really happy doing that, and the documentary managed to capture a really great comp for me. I got my first ever sub 1 5x5 average, and then also got my second ever sub 1 5x5 average. That was amazing to get on video. I got a decent amount of medals, including 4 wins. And one of those wins being 3x3 win, my first ever 3x3 win, and not my first ever full-on comp win, but proper comp win, because I won a comp with 3 blind as the main event once. But it was a proper comp win, and it really caught me off guard. I was really surprised by it, and it made for a really good footage. Now that was a student film, it was never publicly released, but I do have it. I don't want to steal the guy's thunder by just popping it on YouTube, but I do have it, and if you ever want me to show you it, I will, because I honestly think those guys did a beautiful job with it. And even though it's sort of Ben Stokes the movie, I don't know any shame in saying I really love that documentary. And I don't really like watching stuff about myself, so it's not like a up myself sort of thing. It's just a really great video. It's about 10 minutes long. It's absolutely great. There was talks of them making a longer version, but I think that the university sort of schedule was a bit too busy for that, so there wasn't enough time to follow up on it as a passion project, unfortunately. But that's all right. It still turned out amazingly. Anyway, that was the end of my sort of 5 minutes of fame. Last year was the year of me being, you know, news star, BBC News, ITV, and Ben Stokes the movie. That was a great comp, and my first 3x3 win, and it was my last comp of the year, which means I ended on an absolute high. I was really proud of that. Now, what came next? Well, I continued to do all right for the rest of the year. Now, I haven't done three blind as much this year as I did last year. I think I haven't competed as much because I switched work teams and I have to work more weekends nowadays. So I can only really go to the comps. I can't pick and choose which comps I go to as much. I kind of have to go when I can, and so I'm very busy. I have barely had any weekends that I'm not doing anything this year, and I'm not too upset about that. But I'm gonna make a point of doing better at that next year, I think. So, yeah, that's fine. I don't mind that. Let's look at how I did this year now. How many sub-20s did I have this year? I think is a good place to start. I had 1, 2, 3, 4. Did I only have 4? I think I had 4 sub-20s this year. But it is what it is. I'm not that upset about not getting loads. I got one at Hampshire. I got one at ABHC the other week. I'm definitely getting better. I got a lot of 20s. I average 20, so it's not that much of a shame. I only really get sub-20s in comp on 9 hours nowadays, but it's fine. And I won the majority of the comps. The only ones like normal comps I did not win. I did not win Stevenage February. I didn't do too well in the final. Mengfei won that, which I was fine with. Newcastle Tyneside Spring, I did really badly in the finals, and I ended up with a 27, so I got beaten by Charlie Harrison there. And Wiltshire September, I just bombed finals completely, but I was fine with that because my three blind student Adam DeVere beat me, and I was actually really proud of him. It was his first comp using full 3-star, and he got a 29. I was absolutely buzzing for him there, so that was brilliant. And yeah, so that's all the results on my profile at the moment. Now, UKC. I guess I can talk about my results a bit more. I have not had huge PRs this year. I've broken 2 new barriers, which is sub 3 on 7x7 and sub 6 on clock. Sub 6 on clock is the other one. And I'm pretty pleased with that. Sub 6 on clock. I've got 2 sub 6 averages now, 2 5.8 averages, which is really nice. Second one should have been PR average, and it was at UKC, so I would have saved my PR streak, but I don't really care about PR streak. I didn't even know if I had one. It's probably like 1 comp. I really like losing my PR streak was one of the best things I ever did. Anyway, yeah, but 3 blind was the main thing. I actually did practice for it. It wasn't huge like comp style practice. It was just making sure I'm doing solves in the lead up. And so I got Daniel Partridge. He helped me a lot, just talking me through what I was doing wrong in my solves. Now, a lot of that I haven't been able to apply loads because it's going to be refining comms, but I will do that, I promise. And but it was good to have encouragement, and he was happy to just sit there with me, just watching me do solves and saying, and even though he's not a top blinder, like the logic is he knows how to improve at stuff. You can tell from his results, and he's helped me get a lot better. So that's really good. It was really helpful. Second thing, this is my new 3 blind main. I got this at the UKC a week before don't like the fact that I was just able to pull the screw straight out there. That's a bad thing to happen. Anyway, we're going to not get too scared of that and talk about what this cube is. Check that out. It's a core magnetized GTS3. That's a really cool thing. So yeah, I've been using that. and it's it gave me some good times. I would like to do some turns and show you, but it has just had a whole centre come off. Looks like it's cracked. Good God, I hope that stays together. Anyway, yeah, so that was what I used at UKC for only the last round. I wanted to use something I was familiar with for the first 2 rounds to avoid any mistakes. And then I used this in the finals because it's what I'd done all my warm-up on that day. Now, the first 2 rounds went really badly because I had... to be fair, this is staying together. I think it's because of the cork mag. Okay, no, it's not. Yeah, I'm going to stop messing around with that. And... yeah, it'll be okay. But yeah, but the cube allows me to turn really fast. The alignment isn't huge, but because I didn't want to put really strong magnets in it, but it does help a lot. And I was able to turn really well in the finals. And look at this. It is the Rubik's UK Championship blindfolded winner. A funny thing I noticed this year is after because of winning UKC, I've actually not lost a 3-blind round to Jay Sloan this year. That feels really stupid to say, but it's funny. That was the last time I lost a blind round to Jay Sloan was at UK Championship 2023. I'm gonna keep it that way. I'm gonna be on it this year. So, really proud of that. Another thing I'm really proud of in the UK Championship is something that a lot of people won't really be aware of, but I'm going to upload this to YouTube because it's something really cool I did. I always host a game on the Saturday night for my close cubing friends, and there were loads of people there this year, and I decided to do something different this year, and I guess I performed comedy. Like, it's really hard to... It's hard to... I guess it is that, yeah. But basically, it was me just... Oh, my secret, I've been pranking my friend by doing this for the last year. I'm not going to give any spoilers because I am going to upload it, but I need to touch it up and, make a proper, video with subtitles and with the PowerPoint slides on it, and with a little intro with a bit of backstory, just to make a proper video out of it because I'm really, really proud of it. Now, it was something I was really proud of, and that whole night with that game, I was really happy. People came up to me afterwards and told me how good a job I did of that. So I'm really happy with that. So what can I take from UKC? Well, thinking back to my last year or so cubing, I have not improved a lot, but I think my mentality's changed a lot. And I'm still not loving the fact that I can't keep up with the newer cubers who seem to improve at incredible rates. But to be honest, I still know I can do that if I wanted to. At the end of the day, I could pull the old, well, I've got a job. Yeah, but like that's an excuse because... I mean, though I have a job, all the kids are really quick. They go to school, they come home and do homework. I go to work, I come home, I sit on my ass. Yeah, I don't have homework. So, I'm not going to pull that one. I don't practice properly, I just do solves. I have not, I've not done it properly. And to be honest, I just struggle to do proper practice anymore. I struggle to be really inspired to do some really targeted practice, and though I've now got that inspiration for a couple of events, which I'll tell you about in a minute, I'm not gonna hold myself to the idea of changing the way I am as a person in regards to practice, because I know that I don't want to be disappointed that I didn't do it at the end of the year. And I think that it's fair enough to say that there's some events that I will no longer be trying to pursue as something I'm going to be a top player in. I don't need to be an all-rounder. I can be decent at the rest of the events and then just really, really good at blind events. So that's what I'm going to be. I'm going to be really, really good at blind events. I went into my single multi-blind attempt of UKC because I'm pretentious like that. I like to only do the last attempt and put down however many cubes I need to podium. But my single attempt at UKC, I had a long sit down with Thomas Patterson to talk about how to do a multi-blind attempt properly. Because I don't do multi-blind properly. I just put cubes down and memo them until it feels right. And so he told me how to structure it. I did what he said, and Jesus, it was so easy. And not only that, but I sat down having a really terrible day at the comp. I did a multi-attempt right at the end of the day, and after an hour of just thinking about blind letter pair gibberish, I just forgotten my problems, and I was able to go into my game that evening and just make everyone laugh and be happy, and I could just forget about my problems for a bit, and it was just therapeutic, if anything. So maybe it's time for me to pick multi-blind back up. Maybe I've judged it too harshly, calling it the worst event. It's actually, it kind of made my evening better that day, so that's something I'm going to do. I'm going to be a blinder this year. I'm going to get that 5 blind success. I'm going to get sub 2 on 4 blind, and I'm going to get a sub 23 blind mean. That's going to happen in 2025. So that's what's going to happen. I'm not going to be pretentious like I was before. Find ways of enjoying events I don't already enjoy. I don't have to be pretentious and just say, yeah, I don't have to set an edgy goal that's not really a goal. Although my only goal I posted in Discord was to boop Ryan on the nose at UKC, and I achieved that. So I am not going to be like that. I'm getting those things. Sub 2 4 blind, a 5 blind success, and sub 23 blind mean. Those are things I want to do this year. And I can look back at this in a year's time, and maybe I'll say, I'm not going to just shout out some times, and maybe I'll go around in a circle about it, but this is what I'm going to do. So I'll see you again after UKC 2025, and hopefully I'll show you another one of these. Nice talking to you.